Welcome everybody. My name is Andrew O'Keefe. I am the head of the VCA Film and Television School at the Faculty of Fine Arts and Music at the University of Melbourne. Welcome to the student filmmakers, the graduates. Welcome to alumni who might be tuning in from all over Australia, to family, to friends of the filmmakers, to audience members, to the cast and crew who are in the films, and to just the genuine film-loving audience. Welcome to you all. We here at the Faculty of Fine Arts and Music have a very strong connection with place and the thousands of years of culture that has come before us. In that tradition, it gives me great pleasure to hand over to my friend and colleague, Tiriki Onus, who is the head of the Wilin Centre for Indigenous Arts. Tiriki, over to you.
Greetings, friends. What an honour it is to be here with you sharing this space. My name is Tiriki Onus. I'm a Yordi Order and Jajawarang artist, academic and filmmaker. And I'm blessed to be speaking to you now from Kulin Nations country, from the land of the Bunurong and the Wurundjeri peoples. Peoples who have poured their song, their dance, their art, their story into this country for thousands upon thousands of generations. This country holds knowledge. It holds the stories of the Kulin peoples, and importantly, it now holds our stories as well. It holds the stories of our artists who have worked tirelessly to create these films, who, by sheer dint of their determination and their presence here on country, have now woven their stories into this place as well. I remain eternally grateful for the love, the generosity and the diplomacy shown to me and to us by our traditional owners and elders to have welcomed us here onto this country, to share in the benefits of this place and to revel in the ability to make our stories and to make our art here on this country, just as their ancestors have done for thousands upon thousands of generations. I thank them for this generosity, and I acknowledge each and every one of you, wherever you may be joining from, and are the first peoples of that country upon which you sit and stand. The incredibly varied and diverse cultures and stories of this country did not go away over the last 2.5 centuries. Rather, they have been added to. The journeys that each of us go on in this place contribute to the narratives of a story which stretches back to the beginning of all things. I sincerely hope that you, like me, will celebrate the stories of this place, that you will see yourself as part of this story, and you will see these films as an intrinsic part of the history of this country, a small part of these places which goes back 2,500, 3,000 plus generations. These are our stories, and we make them on Aboriginal land, which has known artists such as ourselves since the beginning of all things. Thank you.
Thank you, Tiriki, for that wonderful acknowledgement of country. Well, now it's my turn. As the head of VCA Film and Television in 2021, I really have one question to consider. Do I get emotional at the start of this speech, or do I save it for the end? Because I know I will get emotional. This is, in our small part of the world, in the tiny institution we call the VCA Film School, this is a momentous occasion, and I'm not great in hiding my emotion in situations like this. I am genuinely excited by what tonight represents. Whilst COVID-19 has made our traditional graduation screening season impossible, it has opened the doors to an event that I think is even better. To consider that, in about 15 minutes, these 60 or more filmmakers' short films will be available to watch throughout Australia kind of takes my breath away. It certainly puts a lump in my throat. But before we move to the part of the proceedings, which I'm sure you're all greatly anticipating, namely the watching of the films, I do need to thank a few people and organisations without whom we would not be here today. Firstly, to our partners at MIFF. the perfect formal coming together of two of Melbourne's great filmmaking institutions, the VCA Film School and the Melbourne International Film Festival. We've been aligned for many years, so this next step, the graduation screenings, seems entirely logical. There goes my cat. To Al Cossar, Sarah Wild, Mia Falstein-Rush, and the whole team at MIFF, on behalf of the students and the staff of the VCA, thank you, and may this be the beginning of something even greater. To the individuals and organisations who represent the extremely generous donors that we are so lucky to have. I have had the privilege to read 100 or more applications this year for the various scholarships and bursaries of which you generously provide. I can, with my hand on my heart, tell you that all your gifts can make the difference between whether a student gets a degree or not. In some circumstances, it makes a difference between whether a student can eat or not. COVID-19 has exacerbated this situation greatly, and your donations have, in some cases, come to the rescue. So thank you. So I told you I'd get emotional. So even though everyone is desperate to start watching these films immediately, please bear with me whilst I read their names out. I know the students who are beneficiaries would very much approve. Jane Badler-Haynes and the Portland House Foundation. In such a difficult year for you, it was wonderful to connect with you in such a meaningful way and to remember Harry's contribution. To the Lionel Gell Foundation. Lionel Gell is a very special man and a dear friend of the faculty, and we wish we could be celebrating with you in person tonight. To the members of the Orloff Family Charitable Trust, your continual support of the arts and the VCA is deeply appreciated. Stephen Ho, your genuine love of film is infectious and you make our filmmakers better. And to our other great film lovers, the Moving Clickers Film Club, thank you again for your continued support. And to our other key partners, Australians in Film and Impact Australia. Your friendship and support over the past 18 months has been deeply appreciated, so thank you. To the staff of the Film and Television Department and the Faculty of Fine Arts and Music, my colleagues who I'm super lucky to be and proud to work with each day, thank you very much. COVID has stretched all of our capacities to the brink, but the staff of the film school find ingenious ways to keep the programs moving and our students, most importantly, learning. I can't name specific staff here because it's all of you, both past and present. You have all very much earned your names in the credits of the films we will see. So on behalf of the university and the students, I thank you most sincerely. There is one staff member who I do feel the need to thank in person. Former head of VCA Film and Television School, Sandra Scaberis. It is because of Sandra's foresight that we have this MIFF graduation screening happening at all. Halfway through 2020, in the middle of lockdowns, Sandra had to make a difficult and radical decision to cancel the traditional in-person graduation screenings planned for December 2020. Whilst we could have postponed, Sandra's vision was to rethink the proceedings entirely. How could they be better? How could we reach more family? How could we reach more industry? Sandra, terrific decision, because here we are. Finally, to the graduating students of 2020, the filmmakers. And I'm not saying student filmmakers because you're not. You are filmmakers. You have things to say about the world, and making films is one of the ways you are heard. I have struggled with the words to completely capture my admiration for each and every one of you. Some students I know personally, and others I know through multiple years of your work. Throughout 2020 and again in 2021, the demands placed on you across these 2 years are extraordinary. And I mean that literally. They are extraordinary. There have been no other generation of filmmakers in the 50-year history of the school whose learning was so routinely disrupted. From shoot cancellations to new restrictions to QR codes to masks, physical distancing, rehearsing online, and virtual location scouting, you have all borne the brunt of a new way of working. You are actually at the forefront of new knowledge. May you all forge ahead towards a world of filmmaking where single-serve, pre-packaged film set catering is a thing of the past. Class of 2020, congratulations. And now I would like to hand over to Al Cossar, the Artistic Director of the Melbourne International Film Festival, to say a few words. Over to you, Al.
Hello everyone, my name is Al Cossar. I'm Artistic Director for the Melbourne International Film Festival. Firstly, my thanks to Tiriki Onus for that wonderful acknowledgement of country. Tiriki is also a driving force of the MIFF 2021 film, Ablaze, a terrific and necessary film for Victoria and all of Australia. Please do go and see it when you can. I'd also like to start by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land on which we live, learn, and work, and pay respects to their elders past and present, and to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people. MIFF celebrates the history and contemporary creativity of the world's oldest living culture. Getting towards the orbit of a couple of years into COVID, there's little to be gleaned, less to be anticipated, in any developing logic of a chaotic time, such as the speed, volatility, and changeability of what we are going through. We now have to think in every direction, to plan for any circumstance, pay off an Uber Eats bill on par with my mortgage. We have thrown more words, resilience, pivoting, on the bonfire of zeitgeisty vacuousness as we scurry to catch up with all that is changing around us. But as a festival, as filmmakers, as a community, we still continue to seek out a path without precedent. We still find value in celebrating the possible, and the inspiration and innovation of filmmakers coming to the fore at this moment provides us all the momentum we need to keep going with determination and optimism. So, to staff and students of the Victorian College of the Arts and University of Melbourne, to alumni and to audiences and industry attending, I welcome you all to our collaboratively presented VCA graduate season. This wonderful screening series of student work. With a digital platform of the Melbourne International Film Festival, MIFF Play will showcase more than 40 short films in the 2020 graduating class of the VCA's Film and Television Department. I'd also like to here acknowledge the work of Andrew O'Keefe, in addition to former head of VCA Film and Television, Sandra Skiberis, in enabling this project and collaboration to light. Thank you both. University of Melbourne, as MIFF's learning partner, has been a long-standing and important presence, both to our program and to our organisation. From interning programs, research projects, integration of speakers, panelists, the presentation of guests, among many other elements, we've built a connection that is meaningful, that is substantive, and that has elevated what is possible for our festival to achieve, and hence what we can offer to Melbourne itself. We're thrilled to be continuing our association with the University of Melbourne and with VCA in this setting today. Again, a new step for both of our organisations. A big part of what we feel MIFF means to our community is as a means of discovering and amplifying emerging Australian filmmakers. VCA has been and continues to be an extraordinary setting for the development of cinematic visions and filmmaking voices that have charted a path far within the industry and within the attention and affection of audiences. Today we get a glimpse of who's next. I want to congratulate all of our contributing filmmakers and creatives on navigating tumultuous times. When everything is right with the world, it takes an enormity of commitment, self-sacrifice, and sheer determination to bring a creative vision to life and to realize a film. So much more is required from you now, and you have risen beyond the challenge. To our artists, we are thrilled to present your work. To our audiences, we hope you enjoy. Thank you.
Thank you, Al, for your very kind words. This year, we have chosen to change our usual format for our opening night and invite one of our graduating students to speak on behalf of the 2020 cohort instead of one of the film and television alumni. So I am very excited to introduce Ella Lawry, a Master of Film and Television student. Ella?
Hello, good evening. What a pleasure it is to be speaking to you as one of the students to give you an insight into our experience making these films. I think it is the truth to say that every one of us with a film in this showcase at some point seriously doubted it would get made. So I'm very excited, very honoured to be speaking at this long-awaited gala. It's challenging to give a broad insight into the student experience across our final year that became 2 years because it's been so varied among us. So I've had to think about some core experiences that have connected us as a whole group. As we are released back into the industry now at this most perfect of moments, I can't help but feel that wherever it is that we go, our cohort will know each other. When we cross paths, we'll recognise a twinkle in the eye that hints at a memory of being chased around set by a tape measure extended at 1.5 meters. We'll all hold a strange belief that it is possible to wake up 30 seconds before a production meeting and make it there on time. We'll have a peculiar obsession with finding housemates, real couples, and real families to cast in our projects, and we will carry the knowledge given to us by a video of a nurse in a studio, alone, in his face shield, demonstrating the perfect technique for laying out bananas, appropriately distanced, as on-set snacks. These experiences have been a special kind of shaping for us. To give a bit of context to the work we're launching tonight, many of us had to write completely new films to shoot this year after spending last year shaping our original projects. Despite receiving a document from the school printed in its entirety in capital letters that opened with a plea, a scream, "Do not let the rules scare you." Scared we were, as we huddled together on our laptops, students and staff alike, peeking into each other's homes, trying to conceive of the sort of stories we might actually be able to make. Shoots were smashed sideways by snap lockdowns. We were haunted by the knowledge that a single sniffle would see a crew or cast member out without notice. We lost students to the pressure of homeschooling their kids, to health issues, and to the compromised conditions that often felt unworkable. These films are self-funded. Every year we work and save intensely to make them. And for those of us here on student visas, this has been 2 years without access to any government support, getting funds together to live, let alone pay for this film. We could only get a fraction of the hands-on training you usually get in your graduating year. But when we finally stumbled onto each other's sets, each with a wicked and wild pre-production tale to tell, we were so excited to be back together in person, so excited to be making something, and those shoots were so special. Masked, strange, but special. Last year, most of us considered pulling the plug, deferring and holding out for a sunnier day, but I think I can speak for everyone in saying that we're so grateful that we didn't. Partially because things are looking exactly the same 1 year later, but more so because it's so satisfying to have come out the end of these rocky couple of years with these films. In the end, we've been lucky and are grateful to staff across the faculty who have supported us, even this year when we should have been a distant nightmare to them, to finish these projects in a way we can feel really proud of. On the first day, we were asked not to come to campus. I downloaded Zoom for the first time. Now, here we are with a specialised Zoom crew on the other end of this call, helping me record this. Incredible. So perhaps, in a way, it is fitting that this opening night should be delivered to you over this video conferencing platform we have come to know and hate. Maybe, just maybe, it is only right that we're going to be sharing these films in the same places they were dreamed up, locked away in our little homes dotted around Victoria and beyond. These are precedented times, but tonight I'm quite delighted thinking about all the groups of people who will be watching these films together. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you enjoy them. And a final thanks to all my classmates. Couldn't have made it without you. Thank you.
Thank you, Ella. And now to the most exciting part of the night, the launch of the season on the MIFF Play site. For the next 2 weeks, over 40 new Australian short films will screen on the MIFF Play platform for free, streamable anywhere in Australia. Never before have our students' films been screened to such a broad audience, and we are excited and a little bit nervous. We hope you enjoy them and they make you laugh and they lift your spirits in these challenging times, and that you go away excited about the future that these filmmakers have before them and the stories they will tell for years to come. So, it is my great privilege to now officially open the MIFF Play platform. We hope you have a suitable refreshment in hand and you're ready to dive in. Thank you very much, and we hope you love the films as much as we do.